Hey up, Rock God 2004 back with another video for you. This one is a request. He asked me to do this before and he reminded me the other day and I said, I have been thinking about it. There's a YouTuber called Collector Adam. I'll leave a link below to Adam's channel. He's asked me if I would do this twice now, so here it is. He did ask me if I could do a top 10. It was far too difficult, so I've had to make it a top 15. I hope that's all right with you, Adam. Now, these aren't necessarily all like my favourite soundtracks ever, although I do love them all. I've tried to sort of pick out not only good soundtracks, but ones that I actually love the look of as well, whether it be the colour or the packaging or both. It's always the music first, obviously. But with Waxwork, they're actually works of art. So I want to show you what type of stuff they release. And there's probably some stuff you won't even realise has actually had a vinyl release. Particularly the second, possibly the first one I'm going to show you as well. So not necessarily in order, except for maybe it's the first one. The first one is my favourite one, and it's my favourite Waxwork soundtrack. But I've got some absolute belters in here. The music's amazing, and some of these editions, they're absolutely gorgeous. You think, how the hell do they come up with these things? So this is my top 15 favourite Waxwork Records soundtracks on vinyl. So let's get started. So in reverse order, starting at number 15. This is a soundtrack to a film, and this is composed by Douglas Pipes. And this is for Krampus. This is a double LP. It's for the Christmas horror film, obviously. It's not necessarily my favourite soundtrack, but with this particular one, I mean, I've never took it out to see the gatefold, to be honest. I don't even know what's in there because I've kept it in that. I've never just took it out for some reason. This is the records themselves. If you've seen Krampus, you'll recognise these. So you do get, 9 times out of 10, you always get these beautiful inserts. You either get art prints or little sort of 2-page or 3-page, whatever, pull-outs with a lot of text on. A lot of the time you get stuff like this in as extra. So record 1. Wow. So this is known as the Dark Elves variant. And I've kicked the thing. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Side 2. Stunning, isn't it? I'll just get record 2. I wish they put the polyline sleeves in, especially all the time, like especially when it's like these. Side 3. That is creepy as hell, isn't it? I was lucky to get this because I remember when this first came out, this sold out like mega fast. I think they might have got it back in again, like, but I don't know. And the last side 4, look at that. I did actually watch this film over Christmas as well. I did sort of give it a little review on what I've watched lately, but they're absolutely beautiful. So that's the Dark Elves picture discs version. I do have another one which is called Candy Cane Swirl. It's like white with red swirl. That's the one I've played. I've never played this one, but I might be parting company with the swirl one because I have to try and cut down, make a little bit of room and sell some stuff. And I don't need 2 of these because it's not like Jaws or out like that. So yeah, this is a beautiful edition. So that is Krampus by Douglas Pipes. Number 14. This is from a 70s film, early 70s, and this is the first ever release of this soundtrack on any format. It had never been out before. This is just a single LP because there's not much music in it, but I'm so glad the way they've done this. I love this record. So this is a 1-disc record, and you play it at 45 RPM because the entire record only lasts about 30 minutes, I think, if I remember rightly. This is by Carl Zitter. Black Christmas, look at that. This is the original Waxwork press, and they released 2. One was just clear vinyl, and they called it the unicorn variant. Yeah, the same with the unicorn. And I think this was clear vinyl with blood splatter, or unicorn clear with blood splatter, so I got both. They've done another one as well, which is similar to this, but instead of just red splatter, it's red and green. It looks really nice, but I don't want to buy another one. I've already got 2. This one's got a gatefold sleeve as well, but this is in a proper sleeve. Look at that. This is the ghoulish Gary Pullen artwork, which they also used on the Canadian Blu-ray, the Seasons Grievings version. Same sort of artwork, and that's on it as well. So side 1 is just called Silent Night, and side 2 is Evil Night. That's it. And this is the record. Like I said, it's just a single LP, this one. But the red on this is gorgeous. For once, the blood splatter actually lives up to its name. Look at that. But when I first got this, I was absolutely over the moon. And there's the phone on the other label. Do you see what I mean? The effort the Waxwork put in. Not only is it the colour, but like even the labels, just little things like that. This is technically just like a 12-inch single, really, because you play it on 45, and it is like just one track on each side. But then again, it's kind of similar to what Mike Oldfield did with Tubular Bells. That's classed as an album, but it's just Tubular Bells Part 1 and Part 2. So why not with the soundtrack? Why not? There you go. That's Carl Zitter, Black Christmas. Number 13. Now, they've released this before, but it's a totally different record because this is a totally different version. Had they not released this, I don't think this probably would have been in my top 15, but it would have been close. The original one was done by Goblin. This is the actual theatrical soundtrack with all the like orchestral bits in and stuff. I'm saying orchestral, it's more like oboes and clarinets and stuff like that. This is George Romero's Dawn of the Dead. There's a lot of library music on this one, like even the bit in the that's in the shopping mall. That, yeah. All that's on it. Now, the original one that they released, the Goblin one, the artwork is nowhere near as fantastic as this. You've got Flyboy on there. You've got the Krishna zombie there. The one who's on the main artwork on the box set. He pops up everywhere. Every floor in that bloody shopping mall and every shot, he's there. So the Goblin one's double. This is triple. And I think every record's a different colour. So I'll show you the first one now. The colour of these is absolutely beautiful. This one matches my Grinch top. Side 1. Side 2. These labels are different. I thought they were all the same, but they differ just slightly. And then also in the first sleeve with the first record, you get a really nice insert with more different artwork on that. It's gorgeous. And then that's on the back. and then you open that out. To read all the notes. So that's record 1. Record 2 is this absolutely stunning translucent orange. It's got like a sort of a vein or a swirl effect going on. So that was side 3 or C. Then you get side 4. So that is record 2. And record 3 is like a sort of a marbled purple. They've done this colour on one of the Goblin ones. There was one like that and one orange like that. I think that was a subscriber variant. The one that's got only 2 records with the different artwork. And then the last label, I think that's where it shows you him getting, yeah, there's the gunshot going through. The very subtle changes. I never noticed it at first. So that's record 3. Then the sleeve. This is gorgeous. So that's the front. Then it opens like that. And then it opens like that. So record 1 was in there. Record 2 is in the middle one. And then record 3 is in that one. And then when you turn it around, you get that artwork. How nice is that? Slid a wee bit there. The only thing is, as gorgeous as these are, they're called trifold. These ones with triple LPs in, they're an absolute ball ache. Because if you're playing this, you play record 1, yeah, in and out fair enough. But then when you open it, that is actually record 3. So you've got to open that like that. And then you've got to get record 2 from out of there. And it just doesn't like lift up. You've got to sort of like ease it out there without dropping everything. They're an absolute pain. But it's better than just making a wider thing and putting 3 records in, because that artwork is stunning. So that is the theatrical soundtrack, which has got a lot of library tracks, and I think it's not just the one artist. That's George A. Romero's triple vinyl of Dawn of the Dead. Number 12. I absolutely love this film. This is one of my favourite films. I love the soundtrack. I've played this one quite a few times. And this is the original soundtrack to the original film by Paul Zaza, My Bloody Valentine. This is the subscriber edition. The one that went on sale generally was just like a blood red. I think this one's called Blood Red with black coal dust swirl. Yeah. Now, I love the reverse art of this as well. I absolutely love it. Strangely enough, I popped out to the shop today and I had my Bloody Valentine t-shirt on. This is a double. When you open it, look at that. Harry Warden's back. It's like the newspaper clippings. Pretty sure this has got an insert as well. I can't see it. It does, however, have inner picture sleeves. So on that one, you get notes from the director on one side. And on the other side, you get notes from the composer. So this is the blood red with black coal dust. How nice is that? I think the blood red one was more of a solid red as opposed to see-through. I didn't buy that one as well. I think they've released another colour of this in the last year or two as well. All I'm going to say is that is the tumble dryer. That's all I'm going to say. If you haven't saw this film, my God, you need to see it. I think this one's just pressed on, yeah, normal 33 RPM, so that's record 1. They're the same colour, but I'll show you the inner sleeve as well. I absolutely love this soundtrack. And the song at the end when the titles are going up. Oh God, I love it. And it's on here. What's it called? The Ballad of Harry Warden. Oh man, I love it so much. It's the music more than anything. And then on this one, you get the pickaxe and the bloodied candy box. And then pretty similar on side C. Well, look at that. You can see the marble more in that one. That's gorgeous, isn't it? I love it. And on the other side, you get a heart, a bloody heart. Believe it or not, there is absolutely some beautiful music in this. There's a bit where two of the main characters, the woman's at work, and this guy who's come back, he went away and he's come back because he was going out with her. He drags her out of work and he takes her in the car to this beautiful sort of little picturesque seaside bit. And when I get out the car, this music starts. Oh, it's gorgeous. I love this music. I'm so glad that Waxwork Records released this. If you haven't seen this, you need to see it. Honestly, if you love slasher films and you've not seen it, if you have seen this and you've only seen like the original R-rated or 18 version, you need to get the 4K with the uncut version, because my God, it's like a different film. I've always loved the film, but when you see it uncut, it just elevates it even more. It is fantastic, and it's by far one of my favorite 4K transfers ever of any film. So that's Paul Zaza's soundtrack to My Bloody Valentine. Number 11. Now, I absolutely love this soundtrack. It's not one of my favourite soundtracks, but I absolutely love it. However, this is one of the best looking coloured vinyl records I think I've ever seen. I remember when I first opened this, I actually gasped because it looks like a peacock's tail in parts. The colours in this are beautiful. It was Goblin who did this. And this is for Dario Argento's Phenomena. I love that artwork. It is so, so nice. There's the back. Now, when I take it out the sleeve, this plastic sleeve actually come with it because the sticker's on it. So with it being like supplied with the sticker on, just kept it in it. It doesn't need another one of mine, but look at that. This is a high gloss sleeve. Look at that. This is absolutely beautiful. That artwork. Look at them colours. And there's the back. And the spine. They've even got they always put the logo on the spine as well, like that. And in the gatefold sleeve, look at that. Looks like the Wizard of Oz mixed in with The Sound of Music. That is gorgeous. Right. I'm going to show you the colours of this because this is absolutely beautiful. I'm sure both records are different as well. Yeah, right. So, when you look at side one, you think, oh, that's nice. All right. But then when you turn it round to side two, look at that. That is like a peacock's tail, the colours. That is beautiful. And the second one, something's telling me this is like similar to that, but it's predominantly orange. I haven't played this for a while. It's a long time. I'm long overdue. Yeah, this isn't quite as good looking as the first one, but with this one, it's pretty similar on both sides. But when the light shines through it, you see it looks more like that, like it's shining. It looks so much nicer like that. How nice does that look? It's a shame you can't get it to look like that without the light shining through it, because it just looks like that. Look at the labels as well. This is pressed at 45 RPM. Obviously, this is longer, a lot longer than Black Christmas. And I think the reason they pressed this at 45 was for superior sound quality. And you do get an insert with this. It's an art print. There's Jennifer Connelly. If you haven't seen this film, it's not an outright horror. It is a horror film, but it's not like, it's so different for him. But I love this film. I think it's absolutely amazing, and I think this soundtrack is absolutely stunning. It's one of them, like, once you start, you just cannot stop looking at it. Them colours there. Now, if I could change one thing about this soundtrack, it would be, I just wish it had the songs on as well, because it's got Iron Maiden's Flash of the Blade in it. It actually plays 2 or 3 times. I was so surprised to hear that song of all songs on it. It's off the Power Slave album, if you don't know. And it is actually in the film, and it's in like a chase scene. It's bizarre. And there's also a Motorhead song. Was it Hellraiser? I can't remember. There is definitely a Motorhead song in it as well. It just would have been nice to have an Iron Maiden song on a Waxworks release. So that is the Goblin soundtrack to Dario Argento's Phenomena. Number 10. This is the first pressing that Waxwork Records did with this. I think this was also the very first time it was ever available on vinyl. It did come out not long before it on CD for the first time. And this soundtrack is by Richard Bellend. No, it's not. It's by Richard Bellis. And this is the original 3-hour TV soundtrack to Stephen King's It. This first pressing was 3 different colours, and it was to match the balloons. Not long after this, they released another one for a Comic-Con, and it was just a triple white vinyl, and there's only 50 copies in existence. 50. And I've got one of them. But it's just plain white vinyl. This is my favourite one. There is another repress of it as well, different colours. But this is my favourite one, the first one. There might be another 2, actually. I know with one of the later ones, not this, did actually get a Stephen King's It balloon as well. It's in the record somewhere. So this is a triple vinyl, so I will take record 1 out and show you this now. I have played this soundtrack quite a few times. I remember when I used to watch the film, I used to always think, I wish they'd release this. I would love this soundtrack. Then when they announced this, there was a bit of uproar because everybody wanted this. So record 1, this is beautiful. This is proper blood or bright, is red. Look at that. Sometimes you get red vinyl and it's like watered down piss, but that is like red. There is another exclusive. I think it's either Newbury Comics or somebody else in the States, and they got a triple red vinyl. I've got that as well. That's the label on side 2. And then with this, you also get an insert. And this is bizarre because I don't think anybody will have ever done this. I didn't. You get like the All's Well in Derry, the paper cut, and then there's Georgie. But then when you turn it over, this is insane. With this, you're supposed to follow those instructions and you can make the boat that Georgie had. A very good thought, but how cool is that? Obviously, I'm not going to make the boat. I'm not going to spoil it. Record 2 is this absolutely beautiful blue. Side 2. The drain in the shower. If I go like that, you might be able to see. Yeah, look at that. It's almost glowing that, but it's beautiful. I love it. And the blue balloon on the label as well. And then record 3 is this absolutely gorgeous. It's like a sort of a dark custardy yellow. And you get the yellow balloon on there. and the deadlights on that side. Beautiful, that colour. I love that. I'm not a fan of yellow vinyl, but that is stunning. I really don't remember doing this, and I'm assuming I've done it because it's my favourite one, but I actually have found the bloom in that one. I'll show you it. So it's got Waxwork Records on, and I think it says You'll Float. If this pops now, I'll cry. I'm not blowing it up fully, but I'll just so you can see it. There you go. Waxwork Records, You'll Float too. That's mint, isn't it? And also, I got 2 postcards. This was this just? They did a magazine called House of Waxwork. It didn't last long, and Poser. So it was just like, you got a 7-inch single with them. I do have a couple of them actually somewhere. I've never played them and I've never read them. But also, we've got a Stephen King's It postcard. How cool. Some of the things you get out of these, like just little things like that. Absolutely love them. And then, of course, with it being a triple vinyl set, you get the trifold sleeve. So that's the front. And then when you open it out, you get some of the old photographs. And there's Georgie with the blood just coming around the photo. And then there he is popping out there. Look at that. The artwork on some of this Waxwork Records stuff is absolutely phenomenal. And then when you turn that around, you kind of get the front artwork there and the back. Front, back, and the other side of the folding, which is Georgie. Because the other side of Georgie is Pennywise's hand. So that way and that way. So there you go. Stephen King's It. Number 9. This is another Douglas Pipes soundtrack. The guy who did Krampus. Funnily enough, it's the same director of Krampus as well. This is Trick or Treat. Oh, I love this score. I love this record. I've got 3 different variants of this. There is a translucent orange, which looks edible because it looks like Sam's lolly. And there's another absolutely stunning one, which is, it's called Candy Cane Splatter. So it's clear vinyl and it's yellow, orange, and white splatter. It looks beautiful. It looks edible. This, well, I'll show you this. The reason this is my favourite Trick or Treat variant is this is done the same as Krampus. This is the double picture disc edition. When I went for this, it had gone. I had to get this second hand, and it cost me a lot of money. And then the bastards went and repressed it. It's sold out again now, but this is the original one. So on side 1, you get Sam's lolly. Look at that. Side 2, you get Sam's lolly with a bite taken out of it. I've only played the picture disc once, I think. How stunning is that? Side 3 is Sam with his mask on. So the last one, side 4, is Sam without his mask on. I was over the moon when I got this. Only to be deflated by a repress for much less than what I paid for it. But the way I look at it is, I mean, I've had it years now. I was working at the time, so at least I didn't know it was going to get repressed. At least I've got it. That's the main thing. And the insert that you get with this, which you don't very often get with Waxwork Records, it's like a little mini poster. There you go. Oh, this smells gorgeous as well. It's like got a smoky smell to it. Now, I can show you the inside of this one because it's a fold-out case, a fold-out sleeve. Now, I've just spotted something there that I've never noticed before. Showed you the front. There's the back, and I've never known that Sam's full face is right in the middle when you open it out. Never noticed it before. Because I've never actually opened it out like that to see the entire image. That's fantastic. I love it. I've had this years, and that's the first time I've seen it. And I know a lot of people think that Waxwork Records are expensive, but what you've got to think is it's not just the record. I have never seen a company like this do sleeves like this thick. They are really, really thick. The kind of like, these are Virgin on like Vinegar Syndrome slipcases. They're really, really sturdy. So they put a lot of effort into it, and you always get like really high quality stuff from them. So they're well worth the money, in my opinion. So there you go. Douglas Pipes Trick or Treat on double picture disc. Number 8. I can't tell you how much I love this soundtrack. This is kind of similar to Stephen King's It. It's a TV film. And I don't think I'd ever had a soundtrack before. I love the artwork. I love the music. And I absolutely love the colour of this record. This is the first edition. This is getting a repress. And from what I remember they said about it is it's going to have totally different artwork. I love this artwork. I can't wait to see the new one. And I'm sure they said the score's going to be extended or something. I could be wrong there, but I'm sure it's going to be different. But this is another double. This is Stephen King's Salem's Lot. They released 2 variants of this, and I got them both. The other one, it's like a sort of a swirly thing, but I think they called it like Out of Midnight Blue or something. It's kind of like that, but it's got like different shades of blue swirling through it. It's beautiful. And there's the back with the track listing on. I think this colour was called, it was something to do with Vampire Eye or something like that. Because I used to look at this and think, what the hell is that label? You'll see what I mean when I show you. I think the centre of the label is supposed to be where the vampire's eyes go, like all glowy. It's that. Well, look at that. So there's the label. And then on side 2, they always look different when you turn them around, these. Like the colours are different variants type of thing of like the A side. And then you get old handsome features there. So his eye close up there is the same as that. So there's Kurt Barlow on side 2 of that one. Side C. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And then side 4, you get the Marsden House on the label. That's got like quite a lot of blue in that one. If I remember right, I think this one goes for a lot of money now as well. Now, when the repress comes out, I don't know whether that'll devaluate this. I don't care because it ain't going anywhere anyway. I'm long overdue a play of this. I've played this about 3 or 4. No, must be more than that because I've had that one on 3 or 4 times and I've played the blue one. And it's nice to put on and just, when you're doing something, just to sit on and have it on in the background. It sounds fantastic. It really does. I do love the soundtrack to this. I didn't realise until I got this. The composer is called, well, I'm going to show you, just so you know I'm not making this up. Harry Suckman.
Cock. Balls. Disgusting.
Poor bloke. And the inside artwork. Wow, look at that. And you get the Warner Brothers logo and Waxwork Records logo as well there. So that is the Harry Suckman soundtrack. And I highly recommend you get this if you like the soundtrack. Wow, get this when it gets re-released. Salem's Lot. Number 7. This is one of my favourite soundtracks of all time and one of my favourite films of all time. This is in my top 5. I've got about 10 or 11 of these different colours. So this is my favourite one. And this is John Harrison's score to the George A. Romero and Stephen King film, Creepshow. The initial 5 releases of this, they made one for each story. This is for the first story, Father's Day. So this is Father's Day Father's Day cake, white icing with blood splatter. This is just a single album. I've already done my full Creepshow soundtrack vinyl collection in a previous video. So if you want to watch it, I'll leave a link below so you can have a look if you want to see all the other different colours. So this is the Father's Day white cake icing with blood splatter. Look at that. I think if I do that, there's the other side. And now when you do that, there's bits of the red, I think, kind of shine through, or some of the blobs. There you go. It's just so nice, that. So I picked this one because I think this is probably my favourite one. Another one I like is the one that they do for the crate, and it's fluffy grey with blood clot or blood clot splatter, one of the two. This is definitely one of my favourite soundtracks. I flipping love it. And you do get that art print in every one. And it's a gatefold sleeve. And that turns over, but for some bizarre reason, I've left it in there. I probably, because when you see, if you watch the other video with them all in, you'll see I've left it and you can turn it over. But yeah, I just love that colour variant. It's beautiful. The worst one is probably the cockroach one because it's cockroach brown. Looks like you've just wiped your ring on the record. It's not pretty. So there you go. That's John Harrison's Creepshow. Number 6. Now we're getting to the really, really beautiful looking stuff. This, I love this soundtrack. It's a sequel. But the reason I picked this is not because it's one of my favourite soundtracks, although in a way it is, because it does have parts of the original. And it also has parts of the previous other films with it as well. So, and original music. This is more the addition it is. This is beautiful. So this is Harry Manfredini's Friday the 13th Part 3 with the 3D lenticular sleeve. Don't know if it's going to show. I think I've got part 3 about 3 or 4 times, and I think there might be another one for me to get. Or did I get it? I can't remember now. So that's the front. That's the lenticular sleeve. It is absolutely beautiful when you see it in the flesh. It really does pop out well. I don't think it's showing up properly on there though. And then the back artwork. If you haven't seen this, you might be getting a bit of a spoiler here. There's Chris in the canoe. And then inside is the deleted, unused death scene. Now this, I can't remember what it's called because they always give their coloured vinyl. Every variant's got its different little name. They don't just say, oh, red and blue vinyl. It's like I say that, like the Creepshow, it was white with red splatter. They call it Father's Day cake icing white with red blood splatter. So they do that. I can't remember what this is, but this is absolutely beautiful. This is a really, really gorgeous blue with red sort of like blood splatter. Look at that. I love that. It is beautiful. Now, if I hold that up, yeah, look at that. And then, quite clever, on the other side, there's an I. Record 2, side C. Now, the red looks a bit more vibrant there, doesn't it? To me, not everyone's the same. There's always like a little bit, oh, look at that with the light in it. Right from the other side. And then the other side is the eyeball again, but after the arrow, which I think is such a clever little touch. And right in the middle of the eye is where you actually put it in place. This is such a good soundtrack as well. This is a lot of people's favourite Friday the 13th soundtrack with that disco sort of Henry Manfredini and Michael Zager theme. It's not my favourite soundtrack, but I do actually really, really like it. That wasn't the original Waxwork Records pressing with the lenticular sleeve. When it first came out, they did 2, and I got them because I collect all the Friday the 13th. They did one that I think it was like a white, I think they called some like Jason Hockey Mask or Blood Splatter. And the other one they did was a 3D variant, which the white with red splatter, you didn't get the 3D sleeve. You just got that picture, but it was just flat, just a normal print. The 3D variant had that, and then it was like they went with like the colour of the glasses. So record 1 was blue, I think, and record 2 was red, or vice versa, which I thought was like really clever. They did a repress, and they did this one, and they did another 3D variant, but the red and the blue was different, red and blue. So I had to get that one as well. I'm still a few behind. There's one more of the original film I need to get. I don't know when it'll get. It's very expensive, but then I'll have all of part 1. Then I can catch up with the others. I think I've got all part 2 and 3. I think there's a part 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 I need. So anyway, that's the Harry Manfredini soundtrack to this absolutely stunning version of Friday the 13th Part 3. Right, we're down to the final 5, the top 5. So number 5. This wouldn't have been in my top 15, but you'll understand the reason why it is. So this is Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. I hate the back of that. It doesn't even look like it. So there's Jason in the train there. But the reason this is number 5 in my top 15 is because this is very special to me because my mate Brian bought me this as a present. He went to a convention and Harry Manfredini, the composer, was there. And he was selling records. He had a few others, but this is the only album he had left. So he's bought me this and got it signed for me. And he's actually put on to Nigel Rock God. Craig, he put the Rock God in. He got him to do that. And there's Harry Manfredini's signature with his little musical thing that he always puts on. How amazing is that? So not only is it signed by Harry Manfredini, it's actually signed to me. I couldn't believe when he got me that. I was like, oh my God. He said to me, oh, they've got some. Do you want me to get you one signing? Yeah. And then when he brought it home, he said, that's a gift. I couldn't believe it. So if you are watching, Brian, thank you very much, mate. I've never forgot about this. I really do appreciate it. But the packaging on this is really nice. This is die cut. It's where he smashes his head through the window on the butt. On the butt? What a bell end! But so that comes out. How cool's that? So when you put it back inside, it's like he's looking through on the boat window, and you take it out and he's back in Manhattan. Can't remember the colours of these, but that's one side of that and one side of that. I did get the subscriber variant. When you got the subscriber one, you actually got a absolutely stunning slip mat with Jason on. It looked like very pink and like graffiti artist kind of vibe to it. So this honestly looks like 12 inches of melted shit. Look at that. I think this was like supposed to be toxic. I was like, Jesus, toxic waste or something. It's awful. This looks like what they now call eco vinyl, and I reckon that's what they didn't just called it. The toxic. It's awful. I've never liked it. Thankfully, both records aren't this color. Well, the labels on this, I like the labels. So you get like the New York skyline there, and then you get the Jason Mask New York. They don't both have an inner picture sleeve. That's only got it to sort of like match the front of the sleeve, so it's like to fill the die cut image in. Record 2, I think, is, if I remember right, it's just a black sleeve. Yeah, it is. This one, this I like this. If you've seen part 8, you remember the girl on the boat with the guitar. She got a bright pink flying V guitar, which ends up in a napper, right? That's what that's based on. That's off her guitar. I think that's pink flying V vinyl, something stupid like that. But look at that one. I love pink vinyl. I don't know what it is. Well, I do. We looked edible. It always reminds me of the skull custard, the strawberry custard you used to get. I love it. There's Jason being beautiful without his mask on. Big ugly pig. And that's the map of New York that you see on the trains. Yeah, it's lovely that. I love that. I love that one. It's weird that you get that. And then that other one it looks like just diarrhea. I thought that was very lackluster on that one. They just didn't put enough thought in it. And it's a shame because the pink flying V, I get it. And the artwork and what they did like with the die cut sleeve, stunning. But that one record, it looks like the contents of your ass when you've had a bad curry. But this particular one, like I said, yeah, I did have this record. I did buy it, but then when Brian got me this one, another lad I know bought my old one off me, because I've got another one of this with a different colour, which is the one with the turntable slip mat. But there was no point keeping the same one of this twice just because one was signed, so I got rid of the other, and that's inside. There's some artists that use that just don't quite nail it like that. I do, however, like the front. But for me personally, I just wish they'd use the original cinema posters, especially for the Friday the 13th. So that is one of my prized possessions there. That's my signed, personally to me, copy by Harry Manfredini of Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Number 4. This one, I love the soundtrack. I love the artwork, and I love this colour. I think it's 2 of these I've got, but this is by far my favourite one. So this is Harry Manfredini again, and this is Friday the 13th, part 6, Jason Lives. Look at that artwork. I'm sure Gary Pullen did this one again. Every time he does, I'll see if I can see, every time he does the artwork for Jason, it looks phenomenal. With one exception, it doesn't even look like his artwork. He did the Freddy vs. Jason one, and I really don't like it. Yeah, artwork by Ghoulish Gary Pullen. It is absolutely stunning. That I love it. And on the back, look at that. It's Jason floating underwater. Inside, look at that. It's him stood on the bus, but look at that. How gorgeous is that? And I love that on the front, the fact that the mask is lightning. Absolutely beautiful. Now the colour of this, I can't remember what it's called, but this is absolutely... You can wait till you see this. Even the labels, but the colour of this, I can't even describe it. Look at that. How beautiful. This is one of the nicest colours I think I've seen a record. I love it. And then the other side, it's Jason with his knife doing the old James Bond thing at the beginning of the titles. Does it make any difference when the light shines through it? Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? I love that label like that. So that's record 1, and that's record 2. And the label on the other side is, you remember the bit in the woods with the tree? Look at that. It is stunning. One little gripe with this record, no matter what the colour, because it's stunning. Everything about it, the labels, that brilliant artwork by Gary Pullen, and that colour is stunning. Absolutely love it, and I love the score. If I could have changed one thing, just one song, they should have had the Alice Cooper song on He's Back, the Man Behind the Mask, because that's on the end titles when the film's finished. There's a few more Alice Cooper songs in it. Teenage Frankenstein, I love that song, that's in it as well. Hard Rock Summer. But for me, He's Back, the Man Behind the Mask was wrote about the film and about Jason, and it should have been on there. It's just such a shame. I don't know whether they actually attempted to get the rights or whether they just thought, nah, sorry, we'll just go with the score, doesn't matter. You can get it on an Alice Cooper album, and that is my only gripe with this, because everything else about this, there's nothing to not like. It is fantastic, and it is absolutely stunning. Harry Manfredini, Friday the 13th, part 6, Jason Lives. Number 3. This took a lot of separating. Number 1 was always going to be my number 1, but the battle between number 2 and 3 was ridiculous. So I had to settle this way. Now, this record I'm going to show you, I have 4 different pressings of it by Waxwork Records. And now they did another repress, and I didn't get it. I thought, that's enough, I've got 4. And they had, I think it's up for pre-order now. There's another repress, which I would love because it is beautiful. This is Ennio Morricone's score. And this is the long out of print one as well of John Carpenter's The Thing. This is the Trapped in Ice variant. The colour of this and the packaging in this is phenomenal. and the score. I didn't know for years. In fact, I think it was when I bought the record, I didn't know it was Ennio Morricone, because when you hear it, it sounds like a John Carpenter score. Now, they've re-released it where it's a different box and you get a bonus 12-inch EP with it. And it's got it's called The Lost Cues, and that's John Carpenter music. But for me, this is my favourite one. This is the original one that they had. And this is the one that people are just about fighting in the streets for. It sold out like that. And they had that many complaints. They pressed some more, literally straight afterwards, because the demand for it was ridiculous. It was far beyond what they were expecting. And the people who already got it, I think, were mourning. I was like, well, it's still going to be, I know it's like the second press, but it's going to be classed as the first, really, because it's probably on the same bloody templates. They don't press that many, or they didn't at the time. So that's the front, that's the back. This is gorgeous. This is really gorgeous. So when you take it out of the plastic bag, it came in that plastic bag. You can see that it's looking a bit old now. This is fully glossy again. Look at that. And trapped in ice. How cool is that? It's beautiful. Love it. And also, so that comes off all together. So it's in two parts. And then, there you go. You get the album in a gatefold sleeve. With a with a beautiful holographic sticker. They did release this as two colours. The other one just came in that sleeve like that, and it was white vinyl. I think they called it Snow, Summit Snow. And then one shop, after being out a while, I think they had a couple of copies left, and it went for dirt cheap. I think I got it for about 20 quid. I thought, I'm having that for that money. So I got that one. And then I got the represses with the different boxes. But like I said, this is my favourite one. I think the gatefold sleeve, because I've still got the cellophane on this, just about, it's hanging off. Because that cover keeps catching it and ripping bits off. I think it's in the ice. I don't think I've actually got one opened. But look at this colour. Look at that. Now that might look black, but it isn't. It is very, very, very dark blue. Look at that. And there's the infamous blood sample. Now, when I got this, I looked at that. See that? So I took a photo of that and I put it in the Waxwork Records group, and they actually want somebody to put a laughy face who works for them. Because normally you get stuff like that and people would want to send it back. I was like, no, I've got the very rare shit-stained variant. It's just a odd little pellet or two that escapes. That's all. Doesn't affect the sound quality or nothing. It's just got mixed in with the white. But I look at it as silly things like that can make them rarer, depending how you look at it. But that is absolutely beautiful. How deep that blue is. And the score, I don't think you can see through this one. No, you can't. It's beautiful, but I love this score as well. Like I say, for years, I actually thought it was a John Carpenter score. I was absolutely gobsmacked when I found out it was Ennio Morricone, as in Good, the Bad and the Ugly soundtrack and Fistful of Dollars, the same fella. Very, very, very talented composer he was. Very, very sadly missed. He brought out some fantastic stuff. I've actually got the Spaghetti Western soundtracks on vinyl. Now the trouble with this is getting it back together again. It's that one's all right, but when you try and get this back on, it wouldn't be so bad. But you know what I'm like for keeping the the cellophane on stuff. That's sod off. It's an absolute ball ache. Got the bugger. That's why I don't take that one out very much. I think I'm going to end up having to try and get the sticker off and take that off. A lot of people like cut round it, but I like to stick them on the sleeve if I can. I just don't know if it'll come off. If it doesn't, I'll just have to work something out. So there you go. That's number 3. That is Ennio Morricone, the score to John Carpenter's The Thing. Number 2. This was quite expensive when it came out. And I'm going back a few years as well. It was nearly £100 with the shipping. And even though it was that much, it went like that. I don't know how the hell I got it, because you have to be quick with these things. This is the score and the songs. This is a double album. This is the complete soundtrack, score and songs to Walter Hill's The Warriors. This is the one that came with these, which is the sawn patches and the lovely slip box. This has got an amazing score, and the songs are fantastic in it as well. This is the ultimate version of this, because this is the best colour it was as well. This is beautiful. I'll take it all out and show you what you get. So first up, they're your patches. And they're the same as what's on the actual jacket. So you get your Warriors. And you get the big back patch that goes under it with their logo on. How amazing. Absolutely amazing. I don't think anybody would ever dare put these on a jacket, because if there's like gangs about, like biker gangs, they do not appreciate you putting stuff on a jacket like this, even though it's film related. They find it very disrespectful, because for them to get their colours on their jackets, like they have to earn it. So I strongly advise, if you have these, keep them with the record. Don't ever put them on a jacket. You are asking for trouble. Who would want to spoil them anyway? They're beautiful. I like them, just keep them as they are. And then that slip box, look at that. It's the spray painted W for Warriors, and there they all are there. And then on the back, oh, look at that. It's the Wonder Wheel. Absolutely stunning. And then you get that on the spine with the proper Warriors logo as well. So inside you get lovely booklets, and I don't know whether this was a photo shoot or what, but there's lots of stuff in here that isn't in the film. There must be just walking, and it must have been a photo shoot. That's on the front. And then when you open it, you get the riffs. I love the riffs. They're amazing. This film, absolutely phenomenal. I love it. The Wanderers hasn't got a patch on this for me. Nowhere near. And there is the Rogues, where he's on his fingers with the bottles. There's the Wonder Wheel behind them. You only got this booklet in this edition, like same as the patches. And there is the bit on the scene when they get back, the Warriors and the Rogues. Some more photos. There's the Baseball Furies. I absolutely love that scene. Love it. It always gets the old adrenaline going. Now that there, where it says Warriors in red in spray paint, That was on the back of the VHS cover, but also that's also in a scene that was cut or made for TV. When you first put the Warriors on, if you're a fan of it, you'll know the first thing you see after the Paramount logo is that Wonder Wheel, not in the full cut, and it's never been released to buy as as a format type of thing. It opens up with them on that like promenade thing, and the leader of the gang, who's talking at the beginning to them, he is sat talking with his girlfriend because his girlfriend doesn't want him to go to the meeting. So you see a conversation with him and her, and you see that in the background. And then after that scene, then it goes straight to the Wonder Wheel. I'm gutted that it's not on any release. I thought they would have put it on there. You sometimes get it as extra and deleted scenes, but in the box set that I got from Australia, the picture quality was terrible. I did record it off the telly once. BBC Two showed it once, and I was like, this is fantastic. And it never ever got a DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K release with that in, unfortunately. There's other scenes as well in there, just little bits. There's Swan with her. I can never remember her name. She's also in The Devil's Rejects. And there they are back at Coney Island. And that's the back of it. So that's all the booklet. And then you get the record itself with new artwork on the front, which actually is pretty decent. They did it justice. And on the back, there's the DJ. Stay tuned, boppers. And you get your track listing and the Paramount logo and the Waxwork Records and the Warriors. Inside the gatefold sleeve. I hate this scene. It always gets me on edge, even now, when they get chased by them skinheads on the bus. That is awful. You feel so sorry for them. The vinyl. You could buy this colour on its own without getting this set. It's sold out like that, though. It was one of the first to go. And this is... it's amazing. This is called Graffiti. Look at that. It's blue, red, and silver. And it looks like somebody sprayed it with a graffiti, like painting job. And on the other side, it's mainly blue. So it's the difference as well. How gorgeous is that? Graffiti. He looks amazing, doesn't he? So that's the score on record one. Definitely, even to this day, this is my second. And there's loads I would like that I don't have. And I've got loads of, I could have given loads of, what you call them, honourable mentions, but I thought, no, I've gone from 10 to 15 as it is. But this is definitely one of the best they've ever done. I love it. And then you get a art print as well. Back at Coney Island. That shot is very similar to the UK quad poster. And then you get like the credits and stuff on there. And then record 2. Is all the songs, which is what the original A&M records was. You never got the score, you just got the songs. Look at that. Look at that. That looks like a bit of the red's like running with the silver. It looks like a sort of a rust or a gold. Beautiful. And look at that blue. Was it this one? Yeah, I was playing this one night. As I took it off the turntable, I fucking dropped it. And it did scratch it. If you look, there's like a big scratch there, going across there. There it is. You see it? Well, believe it or not, it's just like a rough surface mark, and it doesn't alter the play. You can't hear it. It's not like a deep scratch. I was lucky. Gutted. I would never ever sell it, but I don't think it would devalue it that much, because, like, if anything, if it goes really quiet, you hear the tiniest little. It's that irrelevant. And thankfully, because the record's so bright, you can't really see it. You have to look for it. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I ever did sell it, which I wouldn't, I would point it out. I wouldn't try and rip somebody off. I would let them know that it was there. They've repressed this a few times. You could get it. The other colour they got when it originally came out, you could get it. This version, that graffiti on its own, and they did one called Oxblood Red, and it was like the colour of their jackets. That was nice. I regret not getting that one as well. I ummed and ahed, but as soon as this sold out, the rest of them went. And then they repressed it on like a purple vinyl, which I found very odd, and that sold out. I didn't get that one. But that is just an absolutely beautiful package. I'll just whip it all away. There you go. All done. All put away. The effort that was put into this was ridiculous. It's absolutely beautiful set. And if you're a big fan of the film like I am, you wouldn't have thought twice about paying, like, I think about 80, 90 quid plus postage for it. Because look at that. This is the type of thing that they'd never repress again, I don't think, because of how much it would be. But yeah, that is my number 2. Mainly because of the addition that it is, the effort they put in, and everything about it, the artwork, the colour of the record, and then Patches, just everything about it. The Warriors. So this is my number 1. I meant to say, before I go into what my number 1 is, that edition of the Warriors, I've seen it for sale for £200. And then somebody said to me, I don't know how true it is, but I'm sure somebody said to me, it's doubled. So that Warriors goes for like £300-400 allegedly. That's not me. That's what I got told. I very much doubt it'll go for that much, but I've seen it myself go for 2. It's insane. Absolutely insane. This one, my number 1, goes for even more. This is the ultimate soundtrack. Not musically, but it is one of my favourites. Unfortunately, Waxwork Records didn't do my favourite Jaws, but they did this, one of my second ones, my second favourite film. This is Harry Manfredini's Friday the 13th. I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of just part 1, because they've repressed it that many times, and I wish they'd behave. But this is my favourite one, and the people who know me very well, they know what this is. This one is like Rocking Horse Cack. Now you definitely know what it is. There was only, I think there was 100 of these pressed, but only 70 odd originally survived. By the time they got shipped out, more got damaged. They don't know, but it is now believed that there is less than 60 of these left in existence. And I've got one of them. So this is, I still can't believe I've got this. This is the blood-filled variant. So as you turn it, you can very slowly see it move. It doesn't swish around like I thought people thought it was going to, but I think that looks more authentic, because blood would do that. It wouldn't go swish around like water. And people are saying, oh yeah, but like you won't want it. You'll try and sell it when it leaks. This is all the jealous people who want it, you see, because they made sure that this would last. This came out, I think it was 2013 or 14. So it's at least 10-year-old, and it's still going strong. I got it secondhand. Apparently, when this went up for sale, their website crashed. But at that time, I didn't know about them. And people say the sound quality on this is terrible. When you consider what that's doing and how it was made, 2 records strongly glued together, that's what that is, the glue. It actually sounds pretty decent. This sounds better than any 70s and 80s picture disc that I've heard. I can't stand these people who just put a downer on stuff for the sake of it. So you get the label with the track listed on, and then on the other side, you get the archery range target. Look at that moving around there. Very ASMR. You could watch that, couldn't you? Like for hours and just relax. It's a bit like a lava lamp, an oil lamp. I think that the stuff they put in there, I think it was like some sort of oil, so it wouldn't dry. And I'm assuming the reason it moves very slow and you can't move it all round is because it's airtight as well. So it's only got very limited room, but it's never leaked, touch wood, and nothing's dried up. It's exactly the same as when I got it. Even though I got it secondhand, I've seen others and they look exactly the same. So before I drop it, I'll put this away. I took this in to sound it out once to show Tom, God rest his soul. And he was like an absolute hobbyist. I went, do you want to hold it? And I passed it to him. He was like, yeah, take it back. He absolutely crapped himself. But I'll show you the artwork as well. This is the same artwork that when the second steelbook to Friday the 13th 4K come out. At first, it was exclusive to Waxwork Records, and it was the one I got for Christmas, the red vinyl one. That was the colour that came out with it. So you got that on the slip cover to the steelbook. So that's the front. That's the back with the track listing on. And then there's the blurb, and there's Alice in the Canoe. And every one of them you get this. Actually, this might not have one. It does. I thought it would have been the blood-filled one. It didn't. But you get this art print. It's not great. But, there's Alice in the Canoe. That's Marcy. And, well, I find him. There's Jason. There's his face in the water. Quite clever, really. I mean, there's the axe, but it's not my kind of like artwork type of thing. It's very arty-farty in a what do you call this? Like an art gallery kind of thing. Like I said, I do really like that though. I do like that, but given the option, I still would have rather had the original poster artwork. I really would, because it's iconic. And I don't mean the quad poster. I mean the actual American one sheet where it's the shape of the figure and like the woods and the people stood there in the middle of it. That one. The UK quad, I do like that as well, but I do like the American one better. The one sheet. But I would love a UK quad poster, but expensive. So I don't play this very often. Get in, but I have played it a few times, and I do store it flat like that. Whereas the records are supposed to be like that. It's just I want to keep the fluid level. So there you go. That is my number one Waxwork Records soundtrack LP of all time, and I doubt very much it will ever be beaten. Friday the 13th by Harry Manfredini, the blood-filled variant. Finally, and that's it. You can imagine if I had to do a top 20 or 30, this would have had to be in like 56 volumes. My arms are aching as well. We're lifting all them up because some of them are bloody heavy. But that is it. That's my top 15 favourite Waxwork Records soundtracks. I don't think. Well, I know number one will never change. But there is. I was going to give an honourable mention to some I've got, but I'm not. What I will say is, this might have been, not definitely, but this might have been slightly different if I had some of the ones that I want that I don't have. Like, for instance, Toby Hooper's The Funhouse. They've released that, and that is beautiful, and I love that score as well. They've done Dr. Sleep. You fucking asshole! Oh, no. I do apologise for that, boys and girls. It's not easy living with a fucktard. Yeah, Dr. Sleep. I would love that because I do have The Shining. There's a couple of others. I do want the next release of Salem's Lot when it comes out. And there is one coming out that Laura's ordered for me as well. She's bought me it. And it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Never, ever had a release before because the thought that the original master tapes were either lost or destroyed. And they found them. After all these years, they found them. So that might have been in the top 10. I don't know until I get it and play it and see it and everything. Did I miss out on any others that sold out? I can't even think now. A couple of ones I would have liked to have put in as well. Pino Donaggio's soundtrack to Brian De Palma's Carrie. I love that. I love that soundtrack. The Waxwork Records one is beautiful. I've got that, and I've got an original United Artists pressing as well. I love that. So that was an honourable mention that I did debate putting in there. It's tough. It really is tough pick because I've done that much really nice stuff. Day of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead. I really want to put Night of the Living Dead in. I love that score. So 60s, and the colours are beautiful. There's one of them, the subscriber variant. You got a T-shirt with it with the artwork on. It didn't actually come with the record, but because it got delivered with it as part of your subscription, everybody says that it comes with a T-shirt. Even Discogs has it, like, comes with the Night of the Living Dead T-shirt, and my T-shirt is totally unworn. It won't even fit me now. I think it's a 2XL. I'm a bloody 4XL now. So that was another couple of honourable mentions that I do have that I wanted to include, but he only wanted the top 10. I had to stretch it to 15 as it was. So there you go. Top 15, Friday the 13th, blood-filled, number one all time, and it always will be. Thank you so much for watching, all two of you. I really do appreciate it. I hope a lot of people enjoyed this because it took a lot of effort to do this. It took me ages to pick them out, the filming of it. Now I've got to edit it and everything. So I'm hoping to God it does get people to watch it just to appreciate what I've done, really, because, yeah, my arms are killing me, thanks. I hope you've enjoyed it, Adam. You've been asking me to do this now for a few months, possibly longer. So I hope you've enjoyed this. And what I really would like, out of all the ones I've shown, what's your favourite one out of all the ones I've got? And also, if you're a collector of vinyl yourself and you like the Waxwork stuff, what's your favourite one that you like yourself, whether I've got it or not? So tell me what your favourite Waxwork Records release is, and tell you what your favourite one is out of the ones that I've shown. Because it's the blood-filled things, not everybody's. I know there's a lot of people love that Warriors one and John Carpenter's The Thing. So, yeah, I'd like to know. Thank you very much. So I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I'll see you very soon on the next video. And you all take care of yourselves until I see you again. Ta-ta.